Yeah, so I mean, it's a shame that this happened on a weekday. To be honest, I mean, I would have been happy if this happened on a Sunday. I mean, proper Sunday entertainment. Four teams scored 200 plus, and I mean, two exciting run chases. Both times the team batting second failed just short. KKR failed agonizingly short, 4 runs. CSK 18 runs, but CSK will feel this was a huge improvement because they, I think this is the highest second innings total in 20 overs completed batting since 2019. I'm leaving out the ones where they chased down earlier, like the 2023 final or whatever. But I mean, two exciting games of cricket, to be honest, and I mean, two some beautiful knocks. I mean, started with Mitchell Marsh, then Puran, then Rahane, Venki Iyer, and then they got that knock from Priyansh Arya. I mean, which was the knock of the day, to be honest. From CSK, to be honest, not a great deal of knock. Yeah, you can say Devon Conway saved the collapse, but I think he was way too slow after even after playing so many balls. So that was the difference. So I would like to go to Shomujjal and start with the KKR game. I mean, where do you think KKR fell wrong today?
I don't think they were much wrong today. They did most of the things they did right. So I don't think they did much wrong. Few couple of things that could have gone better if Russell had played one or two balls more, contributed a little more. Yeah, am I audible? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
guys, also, I mean, keep shooting your comments because this is just a short live. I mean, maybe just 20, 30 minutes. So, yeah, Shomujjal, continue.
yeah. If Russell had given one or two hits, well, he gave one. If he get another one, then probably this run would have been chased down. I mean, it's a small margin. It's a game of small margins. I mean, both teams did their share of mistakes, and then one came 4 runs short. It happens in big run chases. It was not the wicket in which KKR thought they would play. They got adapted to the pitch much later. At least 9 or 10 overs later, they realized that this is not a 170, 180 pitch. This is a 230 pitch or whatever. So then they started to bowl the Yorkers and wide lines, and they couldn't even complete the 4 overs of Narayan. So it was a tough day for the bowlers for them, and still they ended up nearly chasing the target. So not much wrong from KKR's perspective. Yes, they would be hard that they couldn't get the 2 points after coming so close, but again, that's cricket.
Yeah, so Ashish is also here. I mean, he is in a happy spot with, I mean, his team there, I think, at the top of the table now. Or no, I think, is it top of the table or second? I'm not sure.
RCB,
Anyways, no, he's DC.
DC, I think is in top.
Yeah,
DC, I
and I
think.
mean the second game, to be honest, again, I mean Priyan Shadia was the star of the show, and I mean the way he kept on hitting. Punjab lost 5 wickets. It looked like the max they can settle for is 170, 180, and then the way he hit that just created the difference. Yeah, CSK, to be honest, looked a bit more settled in their batting tonight, but again, maybe the comparison of big hits. I mean, they couldn't get those big hits, and with Punjab not bowling even a single ball of spin to Shivam Dube, he was also stuck. But still, I think he managed a lot with his limitations. He got 42 of 27 against his weak matchups, and I mean that's where the game was set up. And we got another retired out after Tilak Verma.
Yeah. So, hello guys. So exactly. Well, I didn't watch the entire game to be honest, but um, when I look at the scorecard, Converge innings was again it kind of resembles the innings by Vijay Shankar from the other night of CSK game.
Yeah,
Uh, when you are chasing 220 and you are just you have scored 69 of 49 deliveries, then yeah, it's pretty difficult.
yeah.
And
I mean,
uh,
at one point they needed 81 of 36, and I think at that point you needed at least, even if they had got 30, 35 of the next three, it would have come down to 45, 50 of those last 3 overs, which is very much possible. But they just failed in
But
those three
actually,
overs.
CSK was never in that chase. To be honest, if someone was watching the game, they would understand CSK was practically never in that chase. They were always
Yeah, they were
lagging
sort of
behind.
playing catch up. I mean, they started the power
Yeah,
play decently, but again, when you are chasing 11 runs per over, you got a 59 or 60 in the power play.
No,
You are
at
already
one point of
behind
time,
the path.
Conway was, I think, 32 of 26 of something around in a
Yeah,
T20
the
run
only
chase.
time he
And
got some
I think,
momentum was in the Janssen over.
No, the Stanis over. From there he
No,
like
Janssen over, I think he hit a six or four, whatever. I mean,
yeah
they
means
could have retired out Conway previously, but they knew if they had retired Conway out, Vijay Shankar is there. He's also not someone who is very trustworthy,
no,
and then
but
Dhoni and Jadeja have
Jadeja
their
was there. Yeah,
limitations. But they know that Dhoni and Jadeja, if they had come way early, I mean, the spinners would have been employed, and Dhoni's utilization would have been decreased. So even when Dhoni came, I didn't understand why they didn't give Chahal another over in when Dhoni and Jadeja were batting. They needed 43 of two, I think. So they could have
No,
given even Chahal that over.
I think they knew that they had their plans ready. They uh, postponed the game by 1 over, and then it was done. They wanted to go back to their designated death bowlers and go with the wide offside line, and both of the batters do not hit that line. So yeah, they actually CSK was never in that chase. They never
Yeah, I
even
mean, once it
tried.
was
I mean,
43 of two is not easy. Even the best of, I mean, players, 43 of
and
two, you miss a
at one
couple of
point I
balls and
think
it
in the death
are
overs I
lost.
think 22 balls they didn't hit a single boundary. So also that I think that part they
Yeah, I
also
mean, it
lacked.
was that phase when they needed 81 of six. Then they got, I think,
contrast
19 runs of the Janssen over. Then Arshdeep bowled a beautiful over. I think after that, Ferguson came. He got the wicket of
Then Chahal
Dubey,
9 runs of Chahal over,
and yeah, Chahal gave just 9 runs. I mean,
not a single boundary.
Conway was trying a
Yeah,
lot against Chahal, but he kept on mishitting everything. And I mean, yeah, so CSK got to 200, but yeah, again, I mean, so it's like when the others are getting to 220, they can get to 200. When the others are getting to 180, they can get to 160 or 140.
yeah,
To
and
be honest, it's I guess in a few games, like 2 to 3 more games,
okay. So
And
it's
we
I
have
think
time.
God of Sa has come for some entertainment, so I can take a back seat in a while. So God of Sa, I mean, you can start God of with KKR and CSK. You can start bashing both the teams. Though we will again bash MI after that, but you can start bashing with both the teams.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I think God will not take too many chances with the kind of form his own team is in.
No, we are playing good cricket, but some fine tuning is needed. Otherwise, we
But
are
there's
losing.
no prize for playing good cricket. There's prize only for winning games.
We will come back. We will come back. We and KKR are in good touch. We will come back stronger. But
yeah.
I can't see the same thing in CSK
Yeah,
batting.
contrasting stats starts between styles of play between Punjab and CSK. Punjab lost, we keep losing wicket, but they kept attacking. CSK, on the other hand, kept defending the wicket and did not attack.
Yeah.
So
Also,
contrasting
CSK's
styles.
fielding was, to be honest, trash. I mean,
The Punjab
Rachin
wasn't
dropped
also
one.
the best on field. Punjab also dropped a
Yeah, but
lot of catches.
Punjab, I think dropped Conway twice or thrice. They dropped Dubey once.
Yeah.
So
They
it
dropped
wasn't that
Dubey
Punjab.
once. They were also not perfect on the field. They also made a few overthrows and lost chances as well. But overall, it was completely. The difference was that Punjab has
Yeah, you
fixed a
can say
side.
six hitting was a prime difference. I mean, if you just count the number of sixes also, I mean, Punjab Priyansh alone hit 9 sixes. Shreyas got one, Nehal hit one, and I think Shashank got three. So they've got 14 there, 16 sixes from Punjab, and CSK I think didn't even hit 10 sixes in all. CSK two, two, three, yeah,
CSK is the only team
eight
who
sixes.
was no wicketless after the power play, and still they couldn't finish the match.
Yeah, so they
yeah.
got eight
Contrasting
sixes just,
styles
and
in
out of those
Punjab.
three sixes came from Dhoni only. So just five sixes, four sixes before Dhoni came.
One more thing with CSK, they build a team on bowling lineup, and their bowling lineup is not reacting the way it should. And the main weak point is still, as I said in the last show, it's Ravi Ashwin. I think it's a nostalgia pick more than a pick that should have helped the team. It's a nostalgia pick, and three teams or four teams who are in the bottom are struggling with their nostalgia picks. CSK with Ashwin, KKR with Russell, and Mumbai Indians with Rohit Sharma. They're struggling because they have one nostalgia player in the side who is not contributing, and you still have to play because of the few brand value or whatever thing you have. You
So
cannot win a tournament like this.
there is fan engagement as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
surely
cannot win a
they are
tournament
the,
based on that. You
yeah,
have to.
but
I mean,
again, I mean, the performance will surely be reflected because of that. And I mean, at this point, CSK are playing with one batter short, but they can't drop Mukesh or whatever that bowler because then they don't have any power play bowlers, and they can't drop Ashwin because of nostalgia.
Yeah,
No, but
And
from
they
now
the
can
they
match
played
if
so
you
much
see,
for
no,
if,
Ashwin, so they can't
if
drop
they can
Ashwin.
bring
CSK
an extra
loses
And
batter.
they
three or
also have to
four
bowl
more,
Ashwin in the power play.
No, no, no. What I'm saying that they can bring an extra batter in place of Ravi Ashwin.
But who do they
then
have in
then they
Indian
can bring.
batter? They have to bring back
They
Huda
can
then
they
or
can they
some.
can bring in Deepak Huda. Deepak Huda can also do the
They haven't
off-spin job.
exactly picked players who can go berserk from the top, apart from Rahul Tripathi. And Rahul Tripathi, I don't see him playing in this tournament again because I think CSK will keep backing Conway and Rachin and Gruturaj, as Mike Hussey said. I mean, they are settled with their top three.
Yeah, so
No,
I
see,
mean,
So I
I
mean,
have an
RCB is
opinion
anyways
here.
having a very good time, so they can
See,
say whatever.
I have an opinion here. Uh, the way things are going for CSK, it probably looks like I understand it's just one third of the IPL so far for CSK. They can make a strong comeback. There's always a room for them. But let's assume that from here onwards, there is not going to be a miraculous comeback like Mumbai Indians did when they won that 1 year. Like it
Yeah,
will
I mean,
get
many
you.
teams have done. Maybe they haven't ended up winning the title, but have done. KKR have
Have
done.
done,
KKR, in fact,
yeah,
won
yeah,
the title in 2014 from 2 in 7.
yeah,
They,
exactly.
they went to the final in 21 also.
Yeah, but whenever certain change like that happens, like that Venkatesh year when they lost the final KKR to CSK that year,
Yeah,
uh,
Venkatesh Iyer
I
came into the
was
opening
the
and that
point.
sort of
So
flicked the switch.
this probably this is the time when CSK should realize that the kind of team they have currently is not going to get them back in the competition. So they should start looking at the bench strength or some other combination that can bring the spark into the side. Now this is the time when they have to.
The real problem is they don't have any power hitter after Dhoni or after Dhoni before Dhoni. They only have Dhoni. So I think
No,
the
Dubey is also a
Dubey is
power
a good
hitter
power
to some
hitter.
extent.
Dubey.
You see,
dropping
Dubey
Jamie
has
over
his
there like a foolish
limitations, and once
So
dropping Jamie over
so
there.
there's one question for Gaurav. Anyways, he can answer that.
welcome Pappu Pager. Yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
I
So
want to.
Gaurav is so happy after the loss of KKR and CSK after MI's defeat yesterday.
Yeah, I was in depression, but today I'm very happy and I'm very elated to share that I'm my full faith.
I would like to talk. I would like to talk a little bit about the KKR game. To be fair,
Okay.
uh, so I was watching that second innings completely. Uh, I feel that sending Ramandeep up the order was the point when the actual blunder started to happen. Because after that, Raghuvanshi came in. He was doing something weird, and then Russell doesn't contribute the entire season again. Why they are playing Spencer Johnson, I don't have any answer. If he's gonna go for 15 runs, they'll
Spencer
play.
Johnson, they're playing because they don't have Enric Nokia fit and available for the game. So that's the reason they're playing Spencer Johnson
And I
because
think today again Pant did that same trick of World T20 final. I mean, he just slowed
final,
down the
yeah.
game with some treatment and all, and then
Okay.
I mean,
2 years Ben
it,
is talking about the
then
RCB
Shardul bowled
intent.
five wides in that over, and then Rahane got out to a full toss. That was the point where the collapse triggered.
Yeah, exactly. No, but see, Rahane had done his job and KKR had a
Yeah,
good batting lineup left. It was something extra needed. Like I don't understand. See, I have been watching KKR game for some time. I have watched a lot of games from the stadium as well. I don't understand this thing. Why always you end up keeping Rinku Singh to the very end with a tail ender where he's gonna keep the strike, and in the end the game is gonna go and KKR is gonna lose by 4 5 runs, something like that. Why? Send him
I
Yeah,
think
I
a little bit upper.
Samujal can take the question. Yeah,
yeah. This I can explain why Rinku is coming late. The problem is Rinku is not a fast starter versus spin. So you cannot keep Rinku when the spinners are still there in the stock. You have to give him the time where he comes and can play space. Rinku is the faster starter versus pace and slower starter versus spin. So and in comparison, Ramandeep is a faster starter versus spin and pace both, but he's a better. He has a 146 strike rate versus spin, and where Rinku's strike rate drops to 120 versus spin. So if captains have two good spinners in their bank, and as Rishabh had today, he had one over of Vipraj. Sorry, it had one over of Digvesh and Bishnoi.
and one of
So he
Bisnoy.
had to, yeah, he had to
Hmm.
bring Bishnoi. He brought Bishnoi, and KKR used that opportunity to promote Ramandeep so that Venki finds two or three balls, and Ramandeep can use that opportunity to hit a one or two sixes, which did not happen. Happens in matches. Ramandeep did not happen, and the next over they had two. Rishabh still had two overs of spin. One more of Bishnoi and one of Digvesh Rathi. So now he had to bring either one of the two spinners or a pacer. Now, if Rinku came on, they would have given the over to Digvesh and Store, and the innings would have
Bisnoy.
gone one over behind. So what they did, they promoted Ankrish Raghuvanshi, and Rishabh was forced to bring Avesh Khan. So, and even that worked, except that the last ball he tried to scoop it and it didn't go for boundary. After that, he actually Rishabh was in a problem. If Russell had clicked and hit one more six, then the last over, Rishabh would have had his bowler Ravi Bishnoi, and the runs required would have been less than 20, and KKR would have won the match. So actually, they calculated correctly, but because Russell did not come off, Russell couldn't hit a full toss. I mean, that's not something that data or the management anticipates. You will think that a player like Russell hits a full toss for a six. He couldn't hit.
Yes, yes.
Happens. Yeah, it happens. I mean, if Russell has grown old, I've seen Russell for from two three previous tournaments. He had a last operation, and after that he came back in Eddie care. I think he's not in his best intensity. He's not able. He has not got his full strength back, and I don't think he will get it back at 38. So I think it's time KKR decides this season to give
Yeah,
tell
also
Russell
also
that.
his bowling looks a bit light this year. I mean, last year was
Yeah.
bowling with full
But,
intensity.
like, अब यहाँ that's where I want to pitch in. See, the thing is, Norkia nahi hai fit. Norkia is not fit.
Two
The
years ban
best
is a comment that
option he has,
KKR choked badly.
yeah, certainly. So the best option that they have is Spencer Johnson. Now, Spencer Johnson, who is the third best Indian seamer in the KKR dugout. तो एक इंडियन पेसर को खिला लो तो भाई
इंडियन
मोइन या
पेसर
पॉवेल
एक
को
ही है,
चांस दो ना.
इंडियन पेसर एक ही है, चेतन साकरिया।
चेतन सकारिया भाई तो चेतन सकारिया इतना भी बुरा बॉलर नहीं है. अगर 15 रन पे स्पेंसर जा रहा है तो तुम सकारिया को खिला के कम से कम मोइन अली या फिर रोबमन पॉवल को बैटिंग लाइनअप में घुसा के और इम्पैक्ट लाओ ना, क्योंकि रसल ऐसे भी इम्पैक्ट नहीं ला
इससे
रहा है.
क्या होगा, चेतन साकरिया को खिला के कोई फायदा तो नहीं होने वाला।
या
और
फायदा
जो
कुछ नहीं है ना.
नहीं
आई मीन यू
नहीं
या
नहीं,
स्पेंसर जो
फायदा नहीं है, लेकिन लेकिन तुम अपना बैटिंग में और एक पैटर्न ऐड कर पाओगे ना,
बल्लेबाजी
मतलब.
भी कर सकता है।
आई मीन नहीं मतलब ऐसा कोई नहीं है स्क्वाड में जो केकेआर का डिफरेंस कर सके रासेल की जगह. आई मीन
नहीं
स्पेंट
भाई,
18.
भाई पॉवेल नहीं है, पॉवेल केकेआर के स्क्वाड में नहीं है.
पॉवेल वो बॉलिंग का इम्पैक्ट नहीं डाल पाएगा. जो रासेल एक दो ओवर भी बॉल कर रहा है, एक विकेट लेके जा रहा है, वो पॉवेल नहीं कर पाएगा. तो
पवेल
रासेल
के
Yeah,
को
पास
today
वो
I think
आई आई
Vaibhav was their
पवेल के
standout
पास
bowler. He even bowled their last
Powell
over
can
very well.
do ball medium pace. So I
या
think
मीडियम
वही
पेस
है
विल
जो
नॉट वर्क इन दिस पिचेस. अगर
नहीं नहीं,
ईडेन
And
ब्रो ब्रो
रन वाला पिच
Pavel
है.
is
मैं
Pavel
पवेल
is
का
that
बॉलिंग
kind
जो
of
है
a
ना,
Shivam Dube kind of bowler. I mean, you call him in
देखो,
the last
so
resort.
then cricket
अरे
has a
देख ब्रो
point.
ब्रो ब्रो
There
नहीं,
is no
मेरा
point
कहने का
of
Rishi,
मतलब
saying Raghuvanshi after number four. He is got not their go-to hitter.
या
नहीं, मेरा
आई
कहने
मीन
का मतलब क्या था कि रसल और पॉवेल को साथ में बैटिंग लाइनअप में नहीं खिला सकते हैं.
हो सकता है एक एक हो सकता है कि क्विंटन डिकॉक को ड्रॉप करे और रहाने से कहे कि ओपन करे, तो एक स्लॉट खोल सकता है. लेकिन पावेल भी तो स्पिन हिटर नहीं है. पावेल का भी तो पेस हिटिंग है स्किल. तो केकेआर को चाहिए एक प्लेयर मिडिल में जो स्पिन अच्छा खेल मार पाए, जैसे शिवम दुबे या नीतीश राणा पिछला था. ऐसा
Shreyas
कोई
Iyer.
प्लेयर, या श्रेयस ऐसा कोई था. श्रेयस भी बहुत लेट आता था. मतलब ऐसा कोई प्लेयर जो स्पिन का
मोइन
हिटर
अली
हो
को खिला
पूरन की
सकता है,
तरह.
मोइन अली को खिला सकता है चेपॉक पे, वो
हाँ,
उसका
मोइन
ऑफ
को
स्पिन
खिला
भी काम
सकता
में
है.
आएगा।
मोइन को खिला
Chepok
सकता है. वही
surely
है.
Moin is gonna play. Chepok में तो खेलेगा Moin.
मेरे
और
पास एक
ब्रो
और,
मेरा मेरा हाँ, सॉरी सॉरी, तू बोल, मैं फिर बोलता हूँ.
मेरे पास
12
एक
ओवर का
ऑप्शन
स्पिन
है.
भी आपके पास रहता है। 12
एक ऑप्शन है, अगर वो लोग क्विंटन डिकॉक को ड्रॉप करे और गुरबास को लाए, लेकिन ओपन ना
हाँ.
कराए. ओपन कराए रहाने के साथ और गुरबास को खिलाए वो 4 या 5 में, जहां वो स्पिन हिटिंग कर पाए. ये एक ऑप्शन
Gurbaz
हो
playing
सकता है,
against
लेकिन
is a
मुझे
good
लगता है ये बहुत
player.
पहले है ये सब सोचने के लिए,
I think they did
क्योंकि
something in 2023 like that. They sent
या
Gurbaz at four
या
at the end of the season
या
ब्रो
इन
when
बट
वन
Desan
मैच।
यहाँ
Roy
पे
was
वही,
opening for them. I think.
और यहाँ पे मेरा वही क्वेश्चन है कि भाई गुरबाज को क्यों नहीं, वो लोग मतलब क्विंटन डिकॉक के ऊपर गुरबाज को चांस नहीं मिलना चाहिए, अपार्ट फ्रॉम द एक 96
Saptashi,
बना रही है
one new
उसके बाद
comment came. Yeah.
कुछ
क्विंटन
सब्सटेंस
डिकॉक
क्या
नहीं
का
है?
नहीं,
तो प्राइम नहीं है ना, क्विंटन डिकॉक हैज वे पास्ट हिज प्राइम, तो
अब
ये
वही
समझना होगा
वो
केकेआर
वही
को।
देख देख, गुरबाज के पास रीजन टू परफॉर्म वेल है, क्यूटीके के पास
I
नहीं है,
think
वो
नहीं
वो
Venkatesh
दिन
lost on the
नहीं आएगा।
momentum.
गुरबाज भी
मैं वो
बहुत रॉ
कमेंट पे
है,
आ रहा हूँ,
गुरबाज
पहले
भी
ये
बहुत
गुरबाज का क्वेश्चन
इनकंसिस्टेंट है।
बोलता हूँ। गुरबाज गुरबाज का क्या प्रॉब्लम है, गुरबाज पेस में अच्छा नहीं है। तो गुरबाज को तुम नारायण के साथ ओपन नहीं करा सकते, क्योंकि नारायण का भी पेस वीकनेस है। तो दो प्लेयर ऐसे नहीं खिला सकते जिन दोनों का पेस वीकनेस है। तो ऐसे प्लेयर रखना पड़ेगा जिसका पेस अच्छा है, जैसे रहाणे पेस अच्छा खेलता है तो उसको तुम नारायण के साथ रख सकते हो। लेकिन गुरबाज को वहां रखोगे तो ऑपोजिशन टीम पेस से अटैक करेगा, तो रन नहीं बनेगा, विकेट गिर जाएगा। तो वहां एक ऐसे प्लेयर को रखना पड़ेगा जो पेस अच्छा खेले। और वेंकटेश लूज ऑल द मोमेंटम, नहीं मुझे नहीं लगता वेंकटेश मोमेंटम लूज किया, आई डोंट थिंक सो। वेंकटेश वाज डूइंग हिज जॉब परफेक्टली टुडे, but yeah, I mean the you can see the match at only 4 or 5 runs, and that was one hit which Russell
One
could
hit.
not hit. Hit 1 6 and could not hit the second.
Yeah,
If
I
he
mean
hit
those are
that four,
small things. Had Harshit not missed that second ball, I mean, had he taken a single, who
yeah,
knows, things would have been
yeah,
different.
that was also a point. I mean, but I don't expect bowlers to have
So
पता
brain
नहीं
while
my
batting, so
I think
that
Saptashi, it is coming
happens.
from your I think room. I think
मेरा आ रहा
background
है
noises. Background noise, I think, of
पता नहीं.
someone
Anyways,
talking.
okay, I'm just
Yeah.
muting it.
Yeah.
हाँ मतलब वही है ना, मतलब एक आई डोंट एक्सपेक्ट बॉलर्स को इतना ब्रेन से बैट करे। बॉलर्स व्हेन दे कम टू बैट दे डोंट यूज देयर ब्रेन, एंड इट्स नॉर्मल। आई मीन बैल बुद्धि होते हैं बॉलर्स बैट करने के टाइम, सो दैट्स ओके। बट मतलब रासेल का मतलब वही वही रासेल का एक हिट हिट के वजह से ये मैच नहीं जीता के क्या। अदरवाइज दिस वाज मोर और लेस दे हैव नेल्ड देयर बैटिंग एज ऑफ नाउ, एट लीस्ट फॉर दिस मैच
Yeah,
दे
the
हैड
way
नेल्ड देयर बैटिंग।
KKR played the power play, 6 overs there was 90 for just one wicket. They were above par. The chase was full on, but
या
lack of
fully on. Chase was fully on. They
wickets
almost did
were
it. I
falling.
mean, yeah. Positives from the match for KKR, that Rinku is doing well.
Yeah.
Venki is slowly back to his group. Rahane is
Yeah, I mean,
not
there's
looking
not a
like a
lot of
misplaced
negatives
player.
for KKR from this match, to be honest. I mean, when you are chasing 240, you think that more or less the match is gone, but the way they fought,
Yeah,
so there's not a lot of negatives. I mean, 90%
Yeah,
times
that
teams
guy Cricket
lose
has a good
chasing
point.
240.
Harshit Khanna did a blunder literally after four. He has to get a single. Yeah, lack of
yeah.
maturity.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I
lack of
said. I mean, but he tried, but he
bowlers
missed
don't
the
bat
ball.
with brain.
Anyways,
Yesterday, you saw Deepak Chahar yesterday did the
Deepak Char
same
also
mistake, right?
tried to slog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that
yeah.
happens. Even if you go back to that match in 2023 when Gujarat versus KKR, Rinku hit 5 6s. The first
Umesh
ball,
took a single.
Umesh took a
Umesh
single.
actually no, Umesh actually tried to hit it for a six. He mistimed it and it did not got out. It dropped and he got the single. So actually, bowlers actually never attempt to take a single. Actually, they don't use their brains like that. They think they can hit everything. I mean, that's how their batting works.
Yeah, so, anyways, I mean, so I think maybe we can just have a short review of the tomorrow's game also. It's GT versus RR, if I'm correct. Yeah, it's GT versus RR. So I mean,
It's
GT
in
looks pretty
Ahmedabad, right?
settled now. Yeah, it's at Ahmedabad.
Yeah. Josh Butler versus RR. Josh Butler versus RR tomorrow, and let's see. It's going to be a
Yeah, I
good
mean,
match.
GT looks
I think.
settled, to be honest, and
Yeah,
I mean,
I
on
also think.
pitches with help for the bowlers, they're great. Great.
Yeah, I also
Yeah,
think
but I
RR
think
is
GT is
has.
also power hitting is a concern to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
GT
GT's.
is also playing some traditional T20 cricket.
So Blood
Yeah,
and
but
Cricket is
yeah,
talking
GT is
about talk on
also.
RCB performance yesterday.
Yeah, we had it to RCB. Oh, RCB versus Mumbai. Oh, Mumbai. Yeah, Mumbai. Yeah, Mumbai also bottled the chance to chase the match. And a simple thing. I mean, Hardik almost chased it down. The chase was on
Yeah.
yesterday as well. We should have got the chase. Now with Namandhir also available, it was chase was on. Just like today, chase was on yesterday. So Yeah, RCB needs to think. RCB bowled well, definitely. Like GT, like DC, they concentrated on their bowling and uh, how to plan well the wide Yorkers and all those things. Hazelwood bowled really well. Bhuvi
Yes,
Kumar
Dayal
bowled
bowled
well.
well.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
that
bowled
also.
well.
Even
But
Kunal
still,
Pandya
after
also
all those,
slipped in the plans.
yeah, after even
Okay,
after all those things, it was very Shubhrodip. I am waiting.
we waiting. Okay, I think he's a SRH. She is a SRH fan. So yeah, so Shubhadeep is, I think, not here today.
It's going to be a very tough season for the trophy winners.
Yeah,
CSK, my KKR, SRH all below the table. Even RR is also in towards the down table.
Yeah,
Tomorrow,
and
one of them will
I
go up.
believe so. See, the thing is, these teams are strong and they will make a sure comeback. If not in this season, in uh, in a couple of seasons. Like
Yeah, sure.
I
that's
see
the
one. I see one of the teams making a comeback into the top four.
That happens every season. That happens every
yeah.
आई
season.
मीन
One of
कौन सी सीजन में ऐसा हुआ कि पहले से जो चार को लगा अच्छा खेल रहा है वही
uh,
जाके
और
प्लेऑफ्स
ठीक है।
खेला.
वो कभी नहीं होता है, इंजरी होगा,
ये
कोई
होता
इधर
है एक
उधर
बार हुआ
होगा,
है
फॉर्म खराब
मुझे
होगा।
लग रहा है मुझे जो लग
2022
रहा
में
है
ऐसा हो रहा था.
सिर्फ दो टीम मान सकते हैं कि वो जाएंगी। एक है दिल्ली
I
कैपिटल्स।
think Kavya has a comment for you, Gaurav. So if you can address that one.
ये भाई कौन है? या तो मैं वो बोल रहा था कि दिल्ली और गुजरात ये दोनों मुझे लगता है कि ये जाएंगी और
टू अर्ली
बाकी
ये अगर कल गुजरात हार जाए और आरआर जीत जाए, किंतु मुझे लगता है कि आरआर का टीम धीरे धीरे वो
आर्चर
मतलब
रिदम में
टीम
आ
का.
रहा है। आर्चर
या
रिदम में आ
आई
रहा है।
थिंक.
स्पिन अटैक है उनके पास या
Yeah, Archer
भाई
is back. If Hasaranga stays fit, it's a good side. और बैटिंग भी मुझे ठीक ठाक ही लगता है. टॉप
द
5 तो
प्रॉब्लम
ठीक
ऑफ
ही है.
आरआर द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ आरआर इज रियान पराग के बाद उतना एक्सपीरियंस नहीं है। हेटमैयर इज आल्सो स्ट्रगलिंग। ध्रुव जुरेल कभी एक मैच में आता है तो 3 मैच में नहीं आता है। कंसिस्टेंट नहीं है बैटिंग। टॉप 4 पे ज्यादा डिपेंडेंट है।
हाँ ठीक है, लेकिन मतलब अब टूर्नामेंट से पहले जितना वीक लग रहा था उतना वीक अभी नहीं लग रहा.
उतना
वो
वीक
धीरे
नहीं है
धीरे
हाँ।
बेटर लग रहा है. जोफ्रा रिदिम में आता है और उसके
संदीप
साथ
भी
दो
अच्छा कर रहा है।
स्पिनर्स रहता है
संदीप इज
तो
आल्सो डूइंग वेरी वेल।
संदीप इज ऑल्सो डूइंग वेल. तो हाँ,
Yeah,
वो लोग का बॉलिंग मुझे ठीक ठाक लग रहा है. बैटिंग भी टॉप 5-6 रन कर रहा है. तो नीतीश राणा को लेकर कंसर्न था, वो भी एक मैच जीता है. तो देयर बैटिंग इज जेलिंग अप, बॉलिंग इज जेलिंग अप. मुझे लगता नहीं इतना खराब है. गुजरात का भी तो
Yeah,
फिनिशिंग नहीं
actually,
है. गुजरात भी तो
even
वही.
LSG was looking thin with their inexperienced bowling, but this
या
bowling has restricted SRH to 190 something. They have
yeah, bowling is
won
still as
them.
LSG's biggest concern. Their batting
Yeah,
was always good, and with this bowling, they won't win the tournament. Their bowling has to buckle up. I mean, you cannot concede 239 after 234 after doing 240 on a day game. On a day
रोज
game, if
रोज के
you score.
शार्दुल के फुल टॉस में विकेट नहीं गिरेगा ना।
हाँ
एक दिन तो
मतलब ऐसा रोज नहीं होता. तो आई मीन दे हैव टू बकल अप. दे विल गेट मयंक यादव बैक इन अ कपल ऑफ गेम्स. रवि बिश्नोई इज नॉट bowling well, and they have couple of things to think about, and they're riding the performance of Mitch Marsh and Puran. So what
एडन
if
मार्करम
Puran.
इज आल्सो डूइंग गुड। एडन मार्करम इज आल्सो डूइंग
Yeah, Markram is also doing good, but their middle order also looks a bit thin. I mean, today also, apart from Puran, the others could not contribute much. I mean, after Puran or along with Puran even, Samad or Miller even couldn't give that much contribution. Or else the run would have been 250, 255. I mean, at a stage, at the later end of the game, it really got subsidized a little. So. Yeah, LSG is looking better than they had, but their bowling was always the main concern. The batting was good. They spent their 50-60% of the budget in the batting.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it, I guess, for today. I mean, we can come back
yeah,
again.
guys, thank you.
Yeah, we can conclude. Saptarshi is not there, but yeah, I think
या
that's. Yeah, I think we can end it for today. I mean, that was the story still now. DC, RCB, GT, they look good. Punjab look good. And RR and KKR are slightly worse than them. CSK and SRH really look concerning. MI might catch up in a little while. MI, MI, KKR are looking at catching up. They're playing the catching up game, but the top five really looks good.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think Gaurav, can you take the last comment and then yeah.
I'm not Japani, I'm Hindustani. Kavya.
Okay, I think we can wrap it up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Saptarshi, if you aren't back, you can close the show.